Hi everybody, my name is Ryan Cox. I'm the CEO and founder of Hatponics. Every day I get a call about a group that just wants to basically make a real small modular aquaponics system so that they can filter out their aquarium and kind of change, maybe grow some herbs at home or in their classroom, or just basically bring food into the filtration system for their little aquariums. And so today here what we've done is we're putting on a small demonstration for you so that you could actually build a ebb and flow aquaponics system out of literally any bucket, anywhere. Real simple. Our tools are really simple. You just basically need a bucket, 5-gallon bucket, 2-gallon bucket, 5, whatever fits on top of your aquarium. If you can get one that actually stays up there nice and stable, that would be ideal, making it possible for you kind of to work on and have it really closely located to your fish tank. But ideally it's really simple. You don't need a lot of extensive parts or tools. We've got some 1/2-inch pipe. We've got some 1-inch pipe, we've got some 2-inch pipe, basic hand tools, just a tape measure, a drill, a pair of pipe cutters, drill bit, a hole saw, and very simply 2 1/2-inch 90-degree PVC elbows, as well as 1 1-inch PVC cap, and a uniseal. The uniseals are available at the Hatponics hat shop. Relatively simple, easy way to make a hole in a bucket, not leak water all over the place, which would definitely make your living room a different place to be. Very simple black pipe and a inexpensive pump. So that, coupled with your aquarium, is all you really need to grow vegetables and food using an aquaponics system. First thing we want to do is put our hole in the bucket. So we're just going to attach our simple hole saw to match our uniseal size, just like this. Get it nice and tight. And we're going to gently go from the bottom to the inside, so we're not pressing too hard. One of the pieces we really want to make sure that we don't do is create a way for our bucket to crack. So instead of going straight down, we actually put the drill in reverse and gently take our time as we go down into the bucket. We make a simple hole right through the bottom of the bucket, making it nice and clean it up a little bit, and voila, we got a hole and a bucket. And what this will do is this will serve as our media bed for our ebb and flow system. So the next step is we take our uniseal, and this uniseal is just a simple rubber gasket that holds a piece of pipe, and as we insert the pipe through the gasket, it seals up against the plastic. So that way we get a nice watertight seal without actually having to worry about it leaking or dripping. And to insert this, just basically place this directly in the bottom of the bucket, nice and easy, just like that. And now we're ready for our piece of pipe to go in. So one of the pieces that we've really worked out is the fact that whatever the inside piece of pipe for our bell siphon needs to be, we want to have exactly double the outside piece of pipe. So we're using 1/2-inch pipe here, and that means that the second piece we'll have to use will be exactly double that size, and we'll go over that a little bit later. So what we want to do is find out the exact height of how high we need to make the standpipe. So we know that the inside of this bucket measures out right at 10 1/4 inches. If we measure out at exactly 10 1/4, we know that the level of the rocks and level of the water will rise all the way to the top of the bucket. So what we want to do is kind of make it so that we've got a space that we can have our plants in and also keep all of our media inside of the bucket itself. So we'll go ahead and drop that down to about 8 1/2 inches on the inside. But we also want it to come out of the bottom a good 2 inches so that we can get the drop from the gravity to force the siphon to work. So if we do that, that's 8 1/2 plus 2, 10 1/2 inches. So every bucket will be different, but this way you have a really good idea of how to space out how much media goes into your system. So let's go ahead and mark out 10 1/2 total inches. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give it a real quick cut at about 10 1/2 inches. And as we pull this back, we'll just gently mark that piece. And use our little pipe cutters to get a nice clean cut. And there we go. And this will serve as our standpipe. That is one of the biggest problems with uniseals is as we try to shove this piece of plastic pipe through this rubber gasket is it gets stuck really easy. So we found a trick here at Hatponics you basically just take a file and you file down the end of your piece of pipe to kind of give it less of a rough edge on that real clean cut. Give it a real quick dusting of WD-40 or any type of lubricant, and we slowly and very gently, so as not to crack the bucket, work it into the uniseal. If we drop it down in there, just like that, it'll sit and stand for you perfectly. So by making it nice and easy to get in there, you don't have to fight it as much. So the next thing we want to do is make sure that our distances are right. And again, we're going to take our tape measure and just measure from the bottom of the bucket out to about 2 inches. If we get a good 2 inches of drop beyond the bucket, that'll allow gravity to actually start the siphon the way we want it to. So now we're ready for our top piece. Now we know that the inside of this is right at about 8.5 inches. And as we measure that piece out, just to double check, we want to try to take a look, and we're at 9. So we're actually going to move this one down about 1/2 inch. The next piece that we'll do is we're going to make our cover cap. Now our cover cap has to be, again, double the diameter of our inside pipe. And the reason being is we want the inside pipe to be full, so we want to make sure that we have enough water going down the inside of the pipe on the inside standpipe that can be also flowing through the outside pipe so that the siphon has enough water to work consistently. So what we're going to do is, if we know that the inside of this space here is right at 8.5, we're going to go ahead and make this one 9. And we'll just give ourselves a 1/2 inch gap. So we'll measure out 9 inches, make our little mark, and we'll gently come over here with our nice pipe cutters. And make our cover pipe. Our cover pipe should fit directly over top of the entire pipe itself. So as you can see, as we kind of manipulate this right over top of here, we're almost about 1/4 inch just below the actual standpipe or the center pipe, and this one just sits on the outside. And the reason for that is we want to provide ourselves a nice little air gap when we put our cap on. So the next piece here would be to take the outside cover of the siphon itself and put on our 1 inch cap. The next piece is relatively easy. We'll take our drill and we just want to make enough holes in the bottom of the siphon so that the water can be moving up the siphon as it enters into the system. And now we need a way to kind of keep the media from getting sucked in and clogging up the actual aquaponics system so that the water continues to flow. The easiest thing to do is just take a larger piece of pipe that fits easily over top of your siphon pipe, and what we're going to do is just drill simple holes all through it. And if we do that, we guarantee that the water can get through, but when we fill it up with media, our media doesn't get sucked into the bottom of our fish tank, making a big mess. The next thing we want to do is add our media. Today we're using a hydrogen pebble, and we're just going to fill our bucket up with media so that we can actually get it to work. So the next step is we want to set this guy up just directly on top of our fish tank, get it so it's nice and safe, nice and level. And what we want to do is we want to attach our first elbow. Now the elbow creates water confusion, so we're just going to go up underneath it and attach it directly to the bottom of our bucket, just like that. One thing we want to do is add ourselves about 4 inches of additional flow line with our 1/2 inch pipe. Connect all of this right here so that the water will go directly down into our fish tank, get a nice tight seal there, and then we simply lift our media bed directly over top and into the tank. Now that we have our media bed set and in position and ready to rise and fall and grow lots of food, we still have to get water to it. So what I've got here is just a simple pump and a simple piece of hose. We connect our pump directly to our piece of hose. We'll set our pump directly into the fish tank, and we'll go behind it so that we don't have to see it. We're going to drill just a small hole to secure our piece of pipe and our main water entry line right into the system itself. There we go. And we'll take this piece of pipe right here, push it through the hole we just made, and there we have it. Now we've got a single pump moving all of that water directly into our system. And what's happening now is that this entire bucket with all the media is filling up. And as the wastewater from our fish rises up and is pumped here, it'll provide the nutrients for our plant to plant inside the system. You can directly sow your seeds right into the rocks and they'll sprout. The water will let them germinate and they'll grow. But today, what we're doing is we're just going to take some cuttings and we're going to make a nice little mint bed out of our aquaponics system. So I've taken some of cuttings from our mint here at Hatponics, and I'm just going to recut at a nice sharp 45-degree angle, and I'm going to stick this mint right down into the rocks and firmly support it so that it can get to the water and then it'll restart. So I hope this helps for your building your own DIY aquaponics system, something you can have inside your kitchen. So enjoy and good luck.